Hi guys, it's Miss Wolf. I'm in the art room by myself, and the other Miss Wolf is over there getting your paint and putting it on a plate so you can paint a picture with me. There's two Miss Wolves today, me and her. Which one's the real Miss Wolf? Oh, we're both real. I just made this video when you weren't here so that I could get your paint ready when you are here. And we can do two things at the same time. I am so cool like that. I can do two things at the same time. Can you do that? Well, it's really helpful because this way you can see what we're going to do for our project while I'm getting stuff ready for you to use, because it takes a lot of time to get all the paint on the plates. Today we are going to paint a picture of outside. So we're going to paint a picture that has land in it. A picture with land, a painting, a drawing, anything with land as the subject is called a landscape. So this is a landscape that I'm showing you on the TV. It shows ground, it shows mountains, it shows trees, it shows the sky with some wispy clouds. A landscape is a beautiful thing to paint a picture of. And it was one of the most favorite subjects of an artist named Vincent van Gogh. He was a famous painter, and this is one of his paintings. This is one of his famous paintings of places that he liked to go. So he painted lots of pictures of landscapes where he liked to go. Here's some more paintings by Vincent van Gogh. He painted this very famous picture called Starry Night. You might see that the older students are painting a starry night picture today and tomorrow. And when you get older, we might paint something like that too, with a starry night picture like Vincent van Gogh in it. Today we're going to paint a more simple landscape, not that hard, but we are going to paint a picture that has some different parts of land and mountains and sky in it. There are so many different ways we can paint landscapes, and I'm going to show you an easy way today. So today we're going to start our landscape, and tomorrow we will finish it. Let me pull that up so you can see what I'm doing. All right, while the other Miss Wolf is getting your paint ready for you to paint the picture, I'm going to show you how to draw it. We're just going to use some lines. We're going to use lines between the different parts of a landscape. So we're going to use a line for the ground. Usually ground where we're walking isn't a really tall mountain. I don't walk up tall mountains most of the time. Probably you don't either, but some people do. But I don't walk up tall mountains. I walk where it's pretty flat. So we're going to draw a straight line close to the bottom of the paper, just across, all the way across the paper. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Mine got a little bit curly there. It's okay because sometimes there's a little bit of a hill where it's a flat ground. So we're going to use a straight line. You already know how to draw straight lines from our other projects, so you know how to do that now. That straight line is pretty close to the bottom because we're going to have a lot of other parts higher and higher in the picture. Now I'm going to draw a curvy line. Let's see if we can draw a curvy line on yours when you're drawing yours in just a minute with the other Miss Wolf. So I'm going to show you how, and then she's going to do it with you. So first, let's draw a curvy line and watch me draw a wavy curvy line, like waves in the ocean curving up and down. The hills are very wavy. We have a lot of hills around where we live here in Georgia. There aren't a lot of really tall mountains. There are some, like Lookout Mountain is a tall mountain, but there's a lot of hills. So these are the hills. They're curvy on top. They're not real pointy on top. But we are going to draw some pointy mountains in our landscape too. So this will be a place where there's a lot of mountains. That'd be a nice, beautiful place to go and relax. So the next line I'm going to draw is a pointy line. A line that goes to a point and then another point, zigzagging back and forth. It's a zigzag line. Some of those points can be higher, some can be lower, so some mountains are taller and some are shorter. And then between the mountains it goes down and then back up to another mountain. See if you can draw a zigzag when you draw with the other Miss Wolf. So we're going to draw a straight line, a curvy line, and a zigzag line. Then we're going to have a ground, some hills, some mountains, and above the mountains, what would that be? That's the sky, right? So we're going to have lots of parts to our landscape. You might have done something similar to me, or not to me, you might have done something like this with me before, and we probably didn't paint it. We probably colored it or used a different kind of material. We didn't paint one like this. So this is a little different because we're going to paint it. We're also going to put some trees in our paintings, but we're going to add the trees tomorrow. So today we're just going to draw the different parts of the ground, the hills, the mountains, and the sky, and paint those. And tomorrow we will add trees in the picture. And we might put some other little details in there too. So when you get your paint from the other Miss Wolf, the first thing you'll need to do is take your paintbrush out of your water cup. And because this is the kind of paint that we don't put water in, we want to dry it gently on our paper towel. So I'm just wrapping it in the paper towel and drying it gently. Just get the water that's dripping off. You don't have to push it hard, but we don't want any water dripping in our paint because it has enough water in it. Then you're going to get your plate. You're going to have some yellow on your plate, and we're going to paint the bottom part where the ground is with yellow. There's a lot of yellow in grass, in flowers, plants that grow on the ground. We could have used green, but I'm going to put some green on the hills where there could be lots of trees on hills. I need a little more yellow. So just get some yellow on your brush. See, I'm just putting a little bit on the end of the brush. When we're painting, we don't put the paint all over the stick. We just put it on the end where the hairs are. And then we just brush it back and forth, left, right, back and forth. Not up and down. It's not up and down where the ground is because the ground is flat. It goes across. So I'm brushing it across, back and forth, until I've got that whole part under the first line painted yellow. Did I paint yellow up here? That's the sky. I don't want yellow in the sky in my painting. And I want you to put your yellow down below or at the bottom of your paper. All right, and then after I use one color, before I get paint of another color, I'm going to need to clean this brush. So I'm going to wash the brush in the water. That's what the water's for with this kind of paint. It's for cleaning the paint off the brush so we can get another color and not mix them up. Because if you mix them up, if you mix all the colors up, you're just going to get a gray color. And gray is not a beautiful color. We do see gray sometimes outside and in nature, but it's not a real beautiful color to look at in a painting. So I'm going to wash the yellow off the brush first. Washing it off. Just swish, swish, swish. It made some lemonade. Tap, tap. And now I'm going to dry the water off gently. All right, the next color I'm going to use is the color of the hills. Going to put some green on the brush. You're going to get some green paint. I'm just going to put green right on the end of the brush. Not all over the stick, not on the silver part, just on the hairs. And then paint the part where the curvy line goes up and down for hills. Hills are very curvy. So we're painting the curvy lines with the green for hills. So try to stay between your lines and paint back and forth. You probably don't see your lines as good on your paper because they're not black. I didn't give you Sharpies for the lines, I gave you pencils. And that's okay because you don't need to have those black lines between the different parts. You just need different colors there to make it look like the hills and the ground and the mountains. So we don't have to have those black lines. I just put it there so you could see it better on the TV. All right, there's my green area. It's okay that it went below the line just a little bit because some of the hills might come down a little bit more than other parts. And now I'm going to wash the green off and dry my brush. We're going to paint the mountains with purple. Sometimes when mountains are far away, they look kind of purple. So I've got some purple on my brush. And now I'm going to paint those pointy mountains where the zigzag line is with purple. When you get your paint, you're going to paint the zigzag purple mountains too. Going all the way across. All the way across. And I'm not going to leave a bunch of white space between the mountains and the hills because that just looks like I didn't finish it. So we finish these mountains. There we go. Now that white space between the hills and the mountains, that doesn't look like anything. It just looks like Miss Wolf forgot to paint it, and I did. So I'm going to get some more paint, and I'm going to paint right over top of the hills, right over top of the green. Try to stay on the line when you paint, up and down on the curvy line. So you're using your paintbrush and moving it up and down where the line is curving up and down. I'm making it go back and forth a lot too because the ground is still pretty flat. On the mountains, you might make the lines go up higher, make them go up and down more because mountains stand up. So you can make your lines on the mountains when you're painting go up and down more than the ground did. Okay, I think it's starting to look good. We just have one more color for the sky, and I'm going to use blue in the sky. So I need to wash the purple off my brush. And this color is what we get when we mix all the colors together. Not a pretty color. That's the color we don't want to get all over our paper. And if we just mix it all together on our paper, swirling it all around, we're going to get a gray picture. It's not going to look like mountains and grass and hills. It's going to look like gray all over and not look like a landscape. We're trying to make it look like outside, like a landscape. So if you do what I'm doing, you'll have a beautiful landscape. So we're going to get some blue on the end of our paintbrush for the sky and paint the whole top part from the top of the mountains all the way up to the top of the paper for the sky with our blue. Now sometimes we like to add white to blue and make it lighter, or add black to it and make it darker, but we're not doing that with this project this time. We're just going to use one shade of blue. No white or black in it. It's a pretty blue. Maybe a nighttime blue too, because it's kind of dark. Like Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. It's kind of dark. At nighttime it is dark. So I'm going to paint the whole sky blue. I need to paint between the mountains now. And when you get your paintbrush and you're painting between your mountains, make the brush go up and down like the zigzags. So we're painting our lines with our paintbrush. We're painting the lines right next to the line you drew with your pencil. So this one is a zigzag line that I'm painting. I did go over the line a little bit, but that's okay. They can mix together a little bit in between the colors. There is my blue sky. I've got blue, purple, green, yellow. And after you finish your painting today, you will have all those parts in yours. Tomorrow we're going to paint the trees, and I'm going to show you how to put some details in it to make it look bumpy and rough on the trees. And we will finish this tomorrow on Friday. So now the other Miss Wolf is ready to start showing you how to make your own. I'll see you tomorrow. See you later. Hasta luego, baby.